All right, wonderful people. Welcome to the 4th episode of Keep Your Torch Lit podcast.
Oh, wait, Sam, before we start, I just want to tell you, and before Sarah joins in, I'm so glad that Mitch is kind of, closer with us now because of the podcast than, Sarah, the other girl on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm glad he's close with us, guys.
Yeah. I think that we have a really good thing going with Mitch.
Well,
wait!
Excuse me.
What?
Wait a second.
Oh, my gosh, this is so awkward.
Did we just
This
pull
is
Mitch?
really awkward.
Oh, no.
Wow. Well,
So what do we do now, Sarah? Now that we just outed ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I should go start my own podcast without you guys.
No. It's okay.
No, that's what Matthew Israel has nightmares of.
Exactly.
He does not want an all-girls podcast. You know how much power they would have.
It's the only thing that keeps him up at night.
Yeah.
Wow.
But in all seriousness, welcome to the podcast. I'm Sam.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Sarah.
That was really slow for some reason. But you know what wasn't slow was this episode.
Wow, what a segue.
Yeah, wow, what a segue. This episode had a lot of, I think, great, just little subtle moments.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't the most eventful episode of the season, but I think that, the little subtle things really did a lot to build the characters throughout the episode and really kind of, give a lot of depth to the strategy that was going on. I don't know if you guys agree.
No, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
So we got a little more explanation now about the last episode. Shay was voted out. We got some nice little flashback scenes, so we can start to get into that.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting choice by George. It's not something that they do on the CBS show, really. They don't usually dedicate any portion of the episode to the previous episode.
Yeah.
But I did kind of appreciate that because we did get to have a lot more background. I know last week we were pretty confused about why Shay was voted out, and I know Mitch explained a few things. But, it turns out we were almost jumping the gun on that a little bit because we ended up seeing why in the next episode. At the very beginning, we saw everything kind of in gray. I thought it was an interesting way to kind of intro the episode and giving some more background, which in a way was nice because it kind of led to us being really surprised by the vote last time, but we still did get to have some of the understanding of what actually happened.
I think that's kind of a problem with CBS Survivor sometimes, is that they want to build so much drama about, what try to hashtag blindside the viewers that you kind of just left confused on what's going on. And you don't really get to know why actually that vote was happening. So I'm glad that George can take the time and kind of these longer episodes, because I know this one clocked in at over an hour, which I'm all here for. And we can get some more of that background.
Yeah, so basically Mitch was talking about how it was pretty unanimous that Nikhil should be kept around, but he was kind of indifferent between Shay and Jess. And so it seemed like it was those two who were battling for their lives last week, and it seems like Jess won out because she reached out to more people. I know Leia mentioned she didn't really feel bad about Shay getting voted out because she didn't reach out at all.
Yeah, it's interesting. Even though Jess has been out of town so much and not being able to do things, it still seems like she made more of an effort to connect with people than Shay did.
Yep.
Yeah, so, I remember talking last time about being kind of bummed about Shay being voted out because I didn't get to see a ton of her. But I think after seeing, the background of why, I feel pretty okay with it. It kind of seemed like she wasn't really putting a ton into the game and didn't really understand what was going on. And the reasons made sense. Brittany saying that we need to get rid of the Levana connection that she had. That's something that, on one hand, it might be smart, but on the other hand, you could kind of use Shay in order to get to Levana. So that's kind of a double-edged sword there, I guess.
Yeah. And then after this, we get a lot of insight into the Maison 6. We get a lot of little small alliances within there. So first of all, we get Mitch saying that he didn't think it was a tight 6. And from what he was saying, he didn't think that they were going to go to the end together. Mm-hmm. And so there's already kind of doubt in the alliance. And we find out that Brittany is super close with Matthew. Do we want to talk about a little showmance going on?
Yeah, love is in the air on Survivor Michigan.
That's perfect because Valentine's Day is in 4 days.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. We're gonna get a special Valentine's edition next week.
Oh wow!
This has been George's master plan all along while editing, so that episode 5 comes out Valentine's Day weekend. We already saw a little bit of love there between Liz and Mitch last week.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing Brittany and Matthew. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll see another one next week, or maybe we'll see everyone come together. Maybe we'll see a double date.
Who knows?
I mean, isn't Mitch supposed to get engaged to Liz next week too?
Yeah.
Maybe he's waiting until Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's a pop question.
You know, maybe he's gonna do it after the premiere of episode 5.
Yeah.
You know, Lavana, who does know, is
Lavana.
Who knows everything.
Yeah, so she can probably sense all this love flowing in back and forth between all these brains. And I'm wondering if maybe she's controlling any of the love flowing, because it seems to kind of almost be tearing apart the Maison 6, or at least there's maybe a potential that people are becoming closer in that. I don't know. Her powers are so overwhelming.
Yeah. She even went to such an extent to orchestrate Shay getting voted out. That way she would appear less threatening.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Wow.
So I think I'm pretty blown away by that.
That's amazing. Incredible.
Me too. So Brittany and Matthew FaceTimed almost every night. I don't know. Do you guys even FaceTime like your family that much?
I don't know. Me and Jack FaceTime each other like every hour.
Yeah.
So, but
we just kind of like check in to make sure the other one's still alive and doing well. You know?
Yeah.
Wow. What about me? Thanks, guys.
I mean, Sarah, like you just have to know that us guys are always going to be together, and what we stay up at night like so terrified of is if you girls just like, I don't know, forming off together.
Yeah, why would we let the girls that we manage enter into our FaceTimes?
Yeah. Come on. You know better than that, Sarah.
The girls we manage, actually.
Manage.
Manage be more easily in the A's, according to me.
Well, maybe the girls are managing the guys.
Yeah.
But they're just making it seem like the guys are managing the girls.
I mean, I can definitely kind of feel like of the Maison 6, I see the girls as knowing more information overall.
Mm-hmm.
Like Liz as the idol, and like Liz was kind of like articulating Matthew and Brittany's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel like the girls are in a better spot. At least like that's my opinion. So
if Brittany is Amber to Matthew's Boston Rob, can you remind me who won All Stars? It was Amber. So I think everywhere around it seems like the girls might be out of one up on the guys, but we'll see. We'll see.
It does seem like Brittany and Liz are getting a little wary of Leia.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're just kind of aware that she is a big player, and they think she might be the most likely person to have the idol because she's sneaky and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for good reason, because she is the one that has the idol.
Yeah, nothing gets past Liz, I feel like.
Liz is very perceptive, and like I feel like Liz, in my opinion, right now, I think Liz is set up the best in this game. Like she has good relationships with like almost everybody on Maison. Like she's not like outwardly super strategic, so she's not really threatening in that point. Like I don't know, I just feel like she's in such a good spot.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So after all that Maison 6 shenanigans, we move on to some Neela. And the first scene we get is the Alexes and Kara looking for the idol. And Tarowski is like major dad vibes in this scene. He has his garden shovel, he has his dad's sunglasses, and he is just like putting on a show. It's so funny.
It's amazing. Just this is the first in the episode of a couple times where we see the Alexes all together. Here, Kara is with them, but I love this series in this episode about all like just the Alexes doing all these, romance things together.
Oh yeah, my favorite part was the apple picking. Personally, that was just classic fall, classic Alex tease. What a good bromance.
First, they went kayaking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also, that was funny because Tarowski was like, what if someone sees us? And that got us our title for the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was like, we have to deny till we die.
Not until we die. So that's 4 unique people for our title count, right? Now we have Tarowski. First episode was Sarah Gallagher. Second one was Matthew, and last time was Jess. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, we'll see if it keeps getting spread out to unique people, or if somebody's going to start piling up more and more episode titles, because that's the most real important part of Survivor.
Yeah, you know how proud Matthew Israel will be if he comes up with more than one episode title. Mm-hmm. I bet he'll have a little spreadsheet of how many times the episode title was his own creation. He probably has a fantasy draft of season 1, but he selected himself because that happens and he wants to win. And he gives a lot of bonus points for either having episode title or coming up with the tribe name.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
that's probably how his fantasy league works. So
okay, so both of the Alexes tell other people that the other one has the idol, or most likely has the idol, because they have a class on North. And this leads Akshay to think that they're closer than they let on. And he was saying how it's time to turn on the Alexes and Kara.
Yeah. I kind of like the Alexes and Kara trio. I don't know. It was just really funny to me seeing them with their shovels, like both like digging, and Kara just using like a rock.
Yeah.
Like, she just seems like so mismatched in that trio where these two Alexes, you know, they're both named Alex T. They're bros. They're hanging out. And then Kara's just like half their height and just like hanging out with them.
And they both know that Tarowski has the idol, but they're still just like out there with Kara.
Yeah, out there with Kara.
Digging holes.
Is Kara really half their height? Isn't she a rower?
She's a coxswain.
Is she a coxswain?
So, yeah.
Yeah, so you have to
she's
be
a
super small.
coxswain.
Super tiny.
Yeah.
For some reason, I pictured her to be really tall.
Really? No. I met Kara in real life, and I'll confirm that she's short.
Insider info.
Right.
Yeah.
Insider info.
So here's the story. I was, walking around in the Duderstadt. It's this building on North Campus. And I see this girl walk by who is wearing like a Michigan Athletics jacket. And I was like, you know what? That looks just like Kara. And wait, Kara's in Michigan Athletics. I'm like, hey, are you Kara? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, well, my name's Sam. I'm also from Survivor, Michigan. She's like, okay, cool.
So nerdy.
I'm like, well, bye. Kara, I guess, clearly isn't a fan of our podcast, and that's okay.
Or maybe she was also starstruck, and that's why she was acting so weird. She was like, wait, this is the Sam Morris of Keep Your Torch Lit? Like, oh my gosh.
That's true. That could have happened.
Yeah.
I mean, her facial expression could have been either the facial expression of I'm confused and I don't know you, and how do you know me? Or it easily could have been, oh my gosh, I'm starstruck. I just wasn't able to read that fast enough.
Yeah.
All that to say, Kara is relatively short to me. Like, I'm tall.
You're a pretty tall boy.
But I would say that she's short. Short is relative. But compared to the Alexes, she is also pretty short.
Okay. We also found out that she enjoys lollipops in this episode. I noticed she was eating a lollipop. Who eats lollipops anymore? Do you guys eat lollipops?
It's a really actually, wait. I have a lollipop in my jacket pocket right now.
Whoa.
I'm going to pull it out.
The only time I eat lollipops is like when substitute teachers like hand them out.
Yeah.
In the pictures.
Wow. Yeah. That's a Tootsie Pop.
Yeah, it's a red one. So
red ones are good.
Another thing that me and Kara have in common. So another reason that we should be friends, I guess.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back for a second to what we were just talking about. So what do you guys think of the Alex's plan or whatever to each tell other people that the other has the idol? Is that a good move to make if you're the Alexes?
It kind of seemed like it made some people think that they weren't actually that close because they were throwing each other under the bus.
Akshay said this made him think the Alexes were closer than they let on. Because they had the same excuse, and it made it seem like they had like talked about it or something.
Or
like they were doing it on purpose.
I think we're ignoring the possibility that Lavana, with lending her mind powers to Akshay, because we know that they're super close, and he is, going on a vision quest with her to find the exact location of the idol, which is with Alex Tarowski. I don't know.
Oh my gosh! Wait, are we establishing that she can bring other people on her like mind journey to also see?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that'd be a dramatic plot twist in the season.
Well, here's the thing: if she can see where it is, her vision might be a little fuzzy because the Alexes live together. So maybe she's like honing in on the location, but she can't tell which one.
That is so true.
I see that?
Wow.
Maybe she already knows that they're roommates and just just choosing to reveal it at a later time.
Speaking of idols, I thought it was really funny when Angela's friend informed her that a quote-unquote tall kid with glasses was looking for the idol, aka Cooper.
But Cooper's not tall.
He definitely has glasses.
He definitely has glasses, but he's not that tall. Sorry, Cooper.
Wow. You know what?
I mean, I don't know. He's probably like 5'10", maybe. Right?
I think I'm really getting into this height discussion we're having.
Wait, how tall are you?
Can we rank all these?
Look, Sam is flexing because he's like over 6 feet.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm 5'10" and 3/4. Okay.
Wait, I thought you're at least 6 feet tall, Jack.
Not 6 feet tall.
Oh, you're probably about the same height as Cooper. Sure. Okay. Whatever. Cooper's a tall kid. It's fine. I don't care. Actually, when I heard that at first, it's funny because I did not think of Cooper. I was like, Tarowski has glasses? I was really confused. Tarowski does seem tall.
What makes Tarowski seem taller than Cooper?
Maybe it's just because he has a long face, kind of. I feel like he just he's kind of like lanky. He's just a big guy. I don't know. I kind of think he's tall.
We always see his legs all spread out during his confessionals. Like, it seems like there's a lot of leg on Tarowski.
I bet he could have. Our high school and our yearbook superlatives had best legs. I bet.
I would go with Tarowski.
I would go with Tarowski too. Best superlatives of Survivor Michigan. Oh, if we had to give best legs,
we should do that at the end of the season.
We should do that. Yes,
end of the season, we should do that.
Okay. Best leg.
Best leg. Okay, let's file that away for later.
Yep, file that away for later. Okay, boop, filed.
So, Alexis and Kara were in their little car, and they were going to pick up Cooper and Angela, and they were all of a sudden like scared that they were meeting before. And I think this is when they started doubting Cooper and just like not trusting him anymore, even though there was like no evidence.
Yeah, I feel like Cooper's game is starting to kind of like blow up a little bit, honestly. It's just surprising to me because he seemed like in very good graces with everybody for most of the game. Mm-hmm. And I feel like last episode we got a little bit of a hint of people like, Cooper's a little bit sketchy. Like, Tarowski was like, Cooper is close to everybody, but I still think he's closest to us. Mm-hmm. But now all of a sudden they're like really sketched out by Cooper, and Cooper's lie to them about meeting with Angela. I could just tell like on their faces, like, okay, as soon as Cooper leaves his car, they're about to roast him. Yeah. Like they did not believe him at all. Like kind of the responses were like, oh, okay, all right. They're kind of looking at each other, And honestly, the thing that stuck out to me was what Kara said, like, wow, Cooper isn't with us. That's so disappointing. Like they want to work. They want
Cooper to be with you. Like Cooper just has this presence that you want to work with him.
Yeah, and then they're honestly disappointed that like they're finding out that he's lying to them. Because they want him to be on their side. They're giving him every opportunity to be on their side.
Speaking of Cooper's game going a little bit downhill, in the challenge this week, he was a very dominant player. Mm-hmm. And he kind of showed that he could be a challenge threat. Yeah. And this also kind of put a target on his back. So I guess like kind of summing up the challenge, it was a memory challenge. And even though it was like a team versus team, it seemed more of like an individual effort this week.
Yeah. Interesting choice to have a challenge like that. I thought it was kind of cool. George kind of mentioned like his, in the YouTube comments, he was kind of mentioning his reasoning for that was like pretty much in order to have the thing that happened happen, where you have the opportunity for people to like kind of step up and win it for their tribe, but at the risk of like becoming a threat. And that's obviously what ended up happening. Oh, like we predicted like weeks ago, we were talking about wanting a rematch of Cooper versus Leia.
Yes,
remember?
We got it.
We got the rematch that we wanted.
It was really actually a close match between back and forth.
I'll give the insider info on this one.
Insider info.
I was hanging out with Cooper and Leia the other day, and Cooper is still bragging about this challenge.
Of course.
Leia was always saying, like, this wasn't a team challenge. We didn't lose to Neela. We lost to Cooper. And Cooper's all like, well, it doesn't matter because I beat you. And Leia's like, no, you didn't. Technically, we tied 3-3. Cooper's like, well, I won. So I think they had a confessional just like that, where they went up against each other 6 times. Cooper won 3 times and Leia won 3 times, but Neela was already ahead, I think 2-1 or 2-0 at the time that Leia stepped in, so ended up finishing 5-3. So I thought it was just funny that like they had that argument, back then in the confessional, and literally still today we're having the same argument.
I definitely think that this is not going to be, especially because neither of them went out this week. This is going to be a recurring theme, I feel like, between Cooper and Leia, and I'm so excited to watch some more.
Yeah, one of them has to finish ahead of the other in the end, so.
And like one other thing, I'm just loving so much the difference between these two duos of people who knew each other for the game. So the Alexes seem like they're so close that, they're going on all these cute little adventures together and just having a frolicking great time. Like, but on the other hand, Cooper and Leia, they're on separate tribes, and they seem to they are just like so competitive against each other. Leia's not even telling Cooper about the idol.
Yeah, but she told Mitch about the idol. She told Mitch and not Cooper.
Wow, that was really surprising to me.
It's just, I guess Cooper just doesn't have enough of a comforting Midwestern accent to tell that kind of information to.
Well, Leia, you can tell me anything. Like, even if you had the idol, I wouldn't tell anybody.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell anybody. Mm-hmm. Oh, except for my mom. But my mom won't tell anybody either.
Yeah, I tell everything to my mom. Just so we're clear, she's going to know about it, but no one else. I swear.
My mom, and then my brother, and then my sister after that. But
other than that,
that's the only people that I'll tell about the idol.
Oh my gosh. Well, real talk, I think she told him over Cooper because Mitch is like on her tribe right now.
Yeah.
And so I think she might be focusing more on him.
Maybe because they are kind of rivals. I mean, in a way, like, yeah, they're working together, but they also want to beat each other.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the Alexes kind of just want the other one to succeed. Whereas the Cooper and Leia, they kind of want to beat the other one. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the impression I'm getting. Definitely. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, so basically the Alexes are more like an LSA situation, and Cooper and Leia are like a Ross situation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you mean engineering? Because who cares what LSA?
Does that even make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Because we're more collaborative, and Cooper and Leia are more competitive.
Yeah. Oh, are you just saying that Ross is more competitive?
Yeah, engineering.
I'm just saying we're known to be competitive.
Yeah. No, it makes sense though, because in Ross, like you want to beat everybody because of the curve.
Because of capitalism.
Yeah, because of capitalism. Mm-hmm. Whereas engineering is more like
there's also a curve, but you want a better future for everybody. You want to engineer the
because the thing is, like in engineering, you like kind of have a symbiotic. I'll share the homework answers with you if you share the homework answers with me.
What?
And then we'll both.
Are you breaking the engineering honor code right now? Is that what you're admitting to, Sam?
But the thing
there is an engineering honor code. Is there a Ross honor code? No, there's no such thing as a Ross honor code.
There is 100% a Ross honor code.
There's no honor.
And we have
the Ross honor code is be a snake. If you're not a snake, you die. That's what the Ross honor code is.
You guys are the Southside Circle.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Moving on from that.
Oh wait, guys.
What?
I was gonna say how I noticed Angela also low-key has an accent.
Oh, really?
I don't know how to do it.
Mimic it right now.
Like she talks kind of slow, and she also does something with her A's.
Oh,
do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Now that I think about it.
I don't know how to do it though.
Pixar didn't happen, Sarah.
It's just totally arbitrary. We're just feeling each other out.
Yeah. Maybe we need to have Angela. Maybe we need to call Angela right now.
Does anybody have Angela's phone number?
Wait, Angela's a nurse, so one of us needs to get injured and go to the hospital. And then maybe she'll be our nurse, and then she'll talk to us. So just make sure you wear a wire when you go to the hospital.
I always wear a wire when I go to the hospital.
Yeah, because you never know what the doctor's going to say when you're under. You know, you want to be able to like expose them, like trying to blindside you or something.
Exactly. They try to keep secrets of all that HIPAA bullshit. Like I know that they have some stuff they're talking about there behind my back.
Yeah, never trust doctors or students. Just so you know,
there's not a lot of people you can trust.
No, there's not. Except for me and Jack. Mm-hmm. You know, you can trust both of us.
Exactly.
You know, you can trust us guys.
So Angela was saying
Sarah's here too?
What? Oh
no. Shoot.
I keep forgetting Sarah was on this call. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm really feeling the love today. All right, so Angela is also on to Cooper being the mastermind. But you know how she had that relationship with Akshay kind of early on?
Mm-hmm.
She's starting to notice that Akshay is kind of like the spokesperson for the trio of Cooper, Labana, and Akshay. And she doesn't exactly really trust him anymore because she's not in a lot of their group chats. And I feel like group chats in this game is like a symbol of trust almost.
It's so much a symbol of trust.
Unless it's green, because you don't want that. You know, it has to be blue.
Yeah.
But if it's a blue group chat, then yes, symbol of trust. I feel like it's a stupid move. Why would you not have her in the group chat with you if you're trying to like pull her in?
That's something that like doesn't come across as much on the episodes because it's really hard to. But like playing a college survivor, I feel like group chats are such a big part of the game, and it's so much about who's included in group chats, what you say to what group chats, which group chat you're texting, and
exactly.
I think we can just ask somebody on this episode how important it is to know which group chat you're texting.
I know, and one of the interesting things I think the audience doesn't necessarily always see is that like you have to be so secret about these group chats too. Like you're meeting with somebody else, you're recording with your phone. You don't want people in this group chat to be texting it because they might see it. So, you might have to mute your notifications. A lot of times you're going to name the group chat something super random. That way, like, if someone sees it, they don't know what you're doing.
Also, you have to be good at texting at this game. Like, if you don't have time to respond to messages, it's really bad for you. You kind of have to be on your phone, like, almost 24/7, which sounds bad, but that's how you keep up with everything because everyone can't be in the same place at the same time. And like you shut your phone off for 30 minutes and you're gonna have like 200 messages you have to go through, and by that time the vote has changed like 5 times.
Speaking of group chats, let's get into Mitch texting to the wrong group chat because I feel like it might be like the biggest event of this episode.
That was something. It seemed like it was really clear what the plan was going to be.
Yeah. The Maison 6 was super solid. Everything was going great until he wrote in the group of 6, thinking it was the boys. Hopefully he thinks he's closer to us boys than the girls.
Hopefully.
Hopefully
Mitch.
that's somewhat Canadian. You try it.
Hopefully he thinks he's closer to us boys than the girls.
Sarah, you try it.
Yeah, Sarah, you do it.
Hopefully, I can't do it.
Wait, was that Mitch?
What?
Wait, is Mitch in this
Is Mitch on this call?
Surprise.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't believe that was just like the worst thing to send to the wrong group chat. Like, there's so many things you could send to the wrong group chat, but literally saying us boys than the girls in a group with like guys and girls in it.
Where there's 3 guys and 3 girls.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
And it's kind of easy to make this mistake because he probably had like 500 group chats going. But like at the same time, you kind of learn to like double check what you're sending and like what group you're sending it to. So I get like why he made that mistake, but it just like it kind of sucks. And like he could have said anything, but he made it about the boys, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It
seems to be the theme of this season so far, honestly. Or at least on the Maison tribe. Yeah. It's very boy and girl. It's either the boys and girls that are into each other, or it's like the boys micromanaging the girls, or it's sending a text talking about us boys than the girls, or Matthew having nightmares about girls' alliances. For some reason, Maison is just so gender obsessed. Yeah. It's very interesting. I don't really think Mila's like that.
I guess Mitch did some damage control after.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how it worked.
But
I think this mess up actually was like music to Brittany's ears because Brittany did not trust Mitch at all. And I think she just like needed something to turn other people against him.
How come everyone doesn't realize how much Mitch sucks? I mean, come on.
Mitch the snitch.
Sucks. Mitch the snitch. Mitch the bleep word I'm not going to use.
Yes, yeah. Brittany had a savage confessional. Like, she turned from deer in the headlights to, like, the most savage... What's, like,
savage
she's behind the truck, and she's about to run over the deer.
She went from Bambi to the Milwaukee Bucks with Giannis, which, I'm sorry if you're not a sports fan, you don't know, but they have the best record in the NBA right now.
Whoa.
So she really went... Yeah, spoilers to people that haven't checked the NBA standings. She went from Bambi to Giannis in the Bucks. Yeah. Like, she's wrecking people. She's dunking people over people. She's dunking over Mitch because Mitch sucks. And everyone needs to realize how much he sucks.
Actually, I could totally picture Brittany driving a tractor and, like, running over things.
Oh, my God, me too.
What? I do not picture her as, like, the tractor driving type.
I can see it.
He had a funny quote about how Mitch was stuck in the 1800s and thinks the girls have an IQ of 0.
Oh my gosh. I could just see, Brittany just getting so fired up. Mm-hmm. Which is funny because at the beginning of the season, you wouldn't expect that. Because she really seems kind of mild-mannered. But, when she decides that she doesn't like something, she's going to speak her mind on it.
And when she gets vindication, when she was like, I don't think we can trust Mitch. And then Mitch does exactly, something sketchy like this. She has every right to call him a snitch.
Yeah, because Mitch sucks.
Yeah.
We actually get some insight into her strategy, though, in this Savage confessional. Because she talked about how she likes to play the game loyal.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess, like, that's something I didn't really necessarily know yet until she said that. And so I guess she might plan to, like, stay loyal to her alliance.
Yeah. Jinx. I mean, it's super early in the game. I don't know why she wouldn't want to stay loyal in like this 6-person alliance, but it's definitely going to be interesting once these tribes are going to get swapped up, which we see in the preview is going to happen next time.
Ooh, hashtag crazy.
Seems what he's hinting at. He's getting all these buffs out of the bag, but
maybe he's just doing his laundry.
Yeah, who knows?
That's just what we saw at the preview.
Yeah, maybe George was like, "You guys got your buffs all dirty. I'm gonna do the laundry for you and give it back."
No. I mean, that just seems like. I honestly don't feel like I know a ton about George's personality yet, but he seems like kind of a sweet guy. Maybe he's gonna clean your buffs for you. Yeah. He'll return it from the laundry, and maybe he'll send you a little scare and pretend that you're tribe swapping, but really he's just giving you new, clean buffs.
What a nice dude. So right now I just feel like it's kind of up in the air before tribe will out. Oh, it's like there's gonna be some chaos within the 6, and they're gonna turn on each other. Or are they going to do the easy thing and get out Nikhil or Jess?
Yeah. No, you can't destroy the last remaining member of the Fashion Icons Alliance. Oh my gosh, come on. So don't get rid of Nikhil.
Dude, I love that Mario shirt.
A Mario shirt. Oh.
Well, so At tribal council, though, George asks who feels safe. And then Liz was like, you know what? I do feel safe. Like, I trust my alliance, blah, blah, blah. And then after she had her little speech, everyone felt safe except for Mitch.
Which, like, he honestly should. I still don't think that, like, if I was Mitch, I wouldn't be too worried about literally getting voted out in that tribal. I mean, I don't know. I guess, like, it made it kind of unclear what would happen after he made his mistake, and he was a little bit worried, like, I could get voted out. I wouldn't blame them. I think it's just something like that. But
I feel like what he did hurts him maybe more in the long term than it does in the short term. I don't think any of them want to, like, do anything crazy right now, but that could definitely come back to bite him in the future once it gets down to, you know, the six having to pick off each other, which will inevitably will happen in Survivor. Absolutely.
Like, it would be dumb to turn on a 6-person alliance over, like, a text like that. But it's definitely the kind of thing that can kind of raise suspicion for later on.
Why do you guys think Nikhil got voted out over Jess?
A part of me knows that, like, we're going to probably see more of that in the next episode.
Yeah.
But Mitch said the whole us guys comment. And I'm guessing the girls kind of used that as leverage to be like, well, we're going to get rid of a guy now. Mitch was probably willing to do anything at that point to, like, gain trust back. So I kind of feel like the guys lost a decent amount of leverage in that comment. Because it kind of seemed that for a while, like, Matthew kind of wanted to keep Nikhil around because he's worried about some, you know, girls thing. And I'm guessing Mitch and Cam are probably feeling similar. So I think that, like, Mitch's comment probably took some leverage away from that. That's my hunch. I really don't know.
Yeah.
And I think we'll probably see more of the reasoning in the next episode, because this episode kind of started off, like we said, with kind of an explanation of what happened with Shay. So I kind of expect the next episode will do a similar thing for Nikhil.
Yeah. And Nikhil also didn't have an exit interview, so him and Shay, the fashion icons, are the ones who didn't have the exit interviews, and everyone will have one from here on out.
Don't worry, we'll just show a fashion show later on.
See, they don't have to say anything. Their looks say everything.
Exactly.
What they're wearing just says everything.
True.
Yeah. Which actually reminds me, are we good to go into the social media segment now?
Yeah.
The social media. So the first
social media, we have a fun one today.
Exactly. I actually want to start off with a new segment that I just created today called "What Does My Mom Think?"
Oh, what does my mom think?
Yeah.
That's the jingle. What does Sam's mom think? Mrs. Morris, what are you thinking about the Irish again?
Jack, have you ever thought about becoming a singer?
Yeah, I'm thinking of following the footsteps of Wanda from Survivor Palau.
That's not footsteps you necessarily going to want to follow, man. All right, so my mom said a lot of things, but I started thinking of that because you mentioning the exit interviews. Because my mom texted me today, and one of her texts said, "Lavana gets on my nerves big time. ... Shay gave no exit speech. Was she crying? ?
Aww.
I'm just like, aw. Like, no, George said that he forgot to... He wasn't able to film a couple of exit interviews.
Yeah, they got lost or something.
Something like that, yeah. She also said, "Noticed you're not Facebook friends with Cam. ... You don't like him? ?
So she went through your friends and looked if you were friends with everyone from season 1.
That's amazing.
And she found she did what we did last week. She Facebook stalked me to see if I'm friends with Cam. Yeah. Maybe she thought, like, oh, that Cam seems like a nice boy. I wonder if she's friends with my son.
Nice.
And they're like, whoa, wait a second, they're not Facebook friends. That means they don't like each other.
Sam, why aren't you friends with him? Why don't you send him a friend request right now?
All right, let's go to the social.
Guys, Nikhil never accepted my friend request on Facebook.
Oh my gosh! I didn't even send him a friend request. Oh, he's friends with your girlfriend, Jack.
Whoa!
He's even friends with me.
Whoa!
Wow! I'm gonna send a friend request right now.
Oh my gosh, I'm worried sick.
Sam, what did your mom say about Matthew and Brittany?
So my mom also said Matthew and Brittany should be a couple.
Oh, they really should.
So guys, if you guys ship Matthew and Brittany, give us 5 stars on the Apple Podcast app, because we're on Apple Podcast now.
So comment wherever you can comment. What is the better couple in this season? Is it Matthew and Brittany, or is it Alex T and Alex T? So I feel like the Alex T's they do much better, cuter couple-y things. Like, have Matthew and Brittany gone to an apple orchard yet?
No, they've only FaceTimed.
Yeah.
Me and you already do that every hour. So.
All the time.
they've done nothing that we haven't already done. So
do they go kayaking in Argo? And you see,
Absolutely
these
not.
questions made us think, like, what else do the Alexes do together? You know,
Have we
outside of Survivor.
Yeah.
So let's
Exactly.
stalk
What else
them
do
on
they do?
Facebook.
What do they do?
I found a picture of the Alexes photobombing a picture of like Survivor people, and they're just like in the back of the picture. So they party together, they photobomb together, and then there's also a picture of them with like 5 other bros, and they're kind of like walking. There's a house in the background. It looks like they're doing a little bit of modeling. So it seems like they also do a little bit of modeling together.
Wow.
Whoa.
I also see another picture of them and like 100 other frat bros. So they're also in a frat together.
Whoa.
So,
wait, are they really?
Yeah.
That looks more like 30 frat bros.
Yeah, okay. All right. There's Tarowski. Where's Thal? Oh,
there
Thal's
he is. He's right there. Oh.
So it seems the Alexes do a lot more than just play Survivor together. They are really the full package.
I love them.
Another thing that my mom said was, Leia wins? ? She's a jock.
Oh.
She's a jock.
She's a jock.
Oh my gosh.
Then she said, is Kara really annoying? Why Jonathan hate her?
That's a great question.
Why? My mom isn't great at grammar sometimes, but that's okay. She said, were you friends with Mitch? No, Mitch is my arch enemy. Yeah. And, we had him as a guest last week, and it was the worst because I hate him so much. She said, you had some wild ones. I can tell. She thinks that people are wild, I guess. I don't know. I said, who do you think wins? She said, too soon. Matthew is a smart. Leia smart. Alex. Brittany smart and quiet. So,
a lot of possibilities.
I love your mom's like short hot takes.
I do too. My mom has the hottest takes in the Midwest.
Warms up these cold winter days.
Absolutely.
Do we have anything else?
Comments?
One guy sent a super long one.
If you don't know, Edgic is a way that people kind of watch Survivor seasons and try to tell based on the edits that certain characters are getting what logically means like what place they're going to get. So this guy, which is so cool, he's taking the time to do this. Shout outs to Corwin Green. He's kind of gone through an Edgic chart and seeing who he thinks are the most likely to win at this point. So there's all these different like kind of variables in it. We don't have to get into all that, but like let's go through his top 5 people he thinks are most likely to win at this point. So number 1 right now, he thinks Leia, then Tarowski, then Liz, then Thal, and then Matthew rounding it out. What do we think of that?
So Cooper dropped out of his list.
Yeah.
Cooper was up there for a while.
Yeah, Cooper had a couple of bad episodes in a row.
He's definitely had some bad episodes of people kind of catching on to him.
I think it makes sense that Leia and Tarowski are up there because they both have an idol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Liz has been definitely kind of portrayed as somebody who has a lot of information, but is in his good graces, in the good graces of most people right now.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Thal is like very likable. Honestly, Thal had a very good fashion moment this week during the apple picking scene. He was wearing a conductor's hat.
I noticed that.
Trendy.
That's on the front picture of the episode.
Can we talk more about that apple picture, that apple scene real quick? Because I don't think we gave enough time to that.
You know what it reminded me of? For
Adam
those of you who like actually watch Survivor, James, he's always talking about like, don't take the apple from the tree.
Don't eat the apple. Don't eat the apple,
man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what
wasn't he telling that to like Amanda on Micronesia or something?
He was telling it to everyone.
Yeah. So do you think? So if the apple was like representing evil and like becoming a bad person or whatever in Survivor and becoming scheming, I think Tarowski ate the apple last episode when he was like, I'm either gonna have to lie to everybody or I guess I have to lie to everybody. That's my only option.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And what if he had the poisoned apple and he's gonna need to be kissed by somebody?
Whoa.
In order to come back to life.
That might fit more of the season. All these boys and girls, or maybe a boy will kiss him. I don't know.
So which girl is most likely to kiss him, or which boy? I don't know. Maybe, whatever. Either side.
All right. Here we are. What could Nikhil have done better? Like, what if you were Nikhil? Like, what caused Nikhil to get voted out?
I think Nikhil didn't make enough like personal connections with people. Mm-hmm. Sure he met with them, but I don't know if he like actually connected with anyone.
I think that he could have connected with the girls better. As much as I don't want to really make this a boys versus girls thing, I think that like it kind of sounded like he only really talked with Matthew for the most part, and like I think he might have been shown talking with more people in the episode. I don't really remember, but I really think that like you're saying, he could have expanded his network some more.
And it seemed like he was kind of scared to like get into an alliance, or he was like having like a weird aversion to like saying the word alliance. I feel like in this game, you know, the real Survivor's been on for like almost 20 years now. You need to get into an alliance. This isn't Borneo anymore. If you're out there playing Survivor Michigan, Survivor Maryland, CBS Survivor, you need to get into an alliance like quickly, because if you're not in like one of those early alliances, I feel it's really likely you're just gonna be left in the dust.
I definitely agree. Nikhil was a little bit slow to get into that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of trust is built over time, and just like with like meetings that you've had, and just like the more time you spend together, I feel like you kind of like a person better for the most part if you guys click.
Yeah.
And I think again, like Nikhil also might not have been like a super good communicator over text, have also contributed. So yeah, poor Nikhil.
Yeah.
We'll miss him in his Mario shirt.
There wasn't any like big wrong thing I feel like he did. I just feel like he wasn't proactive enough. And
yeah. So basically, Mario fell off Rainbow Road this episode. And you know what? Rainbow Road is a hard course. So
it is a hard course. Survivor's a hard course.
You know, at least you fell off Rainbow Road, you know, after three other people did. You weren't the first one.
Exactly.
You were the fourth one. You know Mario Kart Double Dash, you have two people in your car. Like, I guess it looks like the two people, the fashion icons, both fell off together.
I'm thinking like Bowser maybe knocked him off. Bowser being like the Maison 6.
And you know, there's a way you can beat Bowser. You can get that axe to go down and Bowser falls in the lava. And I feel like Bowser's not supremely powerful, as we saw in this episode.
You just need a blue shell, obviously, and you know, like an idol. And you know, Bowser has the blue shell because he's Leia. So you know, he's not going to use a blue shell on himself. So that's how it goes.
We'll see if Bowser or the Koopa kids, you know, Bowser's children. Koopa kids. Oh my God.
Bowser and Coop, they have the Leia and the Cooper connection.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's actually really
So who's Princess Peach? Sarah Gallagher.
Yeah, Queen.
This is like the evil timeline of Mario, where Bowser just wins. He kills Mario, kills Peach first.
Wow. That's horrifying.
Wow.
And with that,
tune in next week.
Yeah. As we break down another episode of this amazing season of Survivor Michigan, Victor's Valley.
And we might have a very special guest on next week that you won't want to miss.
Whoa!
Spoilers.